So while he's doing that, I just want to say welcome everybody who is able to join us this morning, at least morning for us. My name is Haley Leonard Nenninger. I am the International Student Counselor here at SEMO. I work in the Office of International Education and Services. So a big mouthful there, but my job kind of entails a little bit of everything under the sun. I'm here to help you before you get here, while you're here, and then a little bit after you leave as well. So if you ever have any questions about orientation, about SEMO, about arrival, anything like that, you're going to be receiving a lot of messages from Dr. Brooke and I, hopefully in the future, if you have applied, if you have not applied yet, hopefully we will see you apply soon and kind of get into SEMO. So I have Mr. Eric Redinger here with us. We call him Red. He is the director of our academic services. Red, do you want to kind of say a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Yeah, so hopefully everybody can hear me okay. My name is Red. It's Eric Redinger. I've been here for almost 23 years now. I also am joined by Philip Francis, who's coordinator of club athletics. And that's what we're going to be talking a lot today about recreation services, which is the different fun stuff you can do on campus, the non-academic, just blow off steam, have fun, meet people, take care of yourself, take care of your physical health, your mental health, your, spiritual health. And then also with the club athletics, that includes esports and all of our different competitive clubs. So that's what we'll be covering today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, whenever you're all ready to go, you can go ahead and get started, Red.
Well, sure. Okay, so just to take this out of order because I have a video pulled up. I'm gonna pull up an esports promo first. So esports is part of our club athletics program. So let me really, really quickly explain how that works. So we have collegiate athletics, and a lot of people go to college and they want to be a college athlete, and a lot of people, let's be honest, either are not good enough to be a college athlete or they have to have a life on the side and they don't want to be a college athlete because that's a full-time job. And so if you still want to have a life, you still want to work part-time so you stay out of debt, or you want to rush a sorority or fraternity, or you want to be in a biology club or whatever it is, you can still join a club sport. You can still represent SEMO and wear a jersey and actually compete against other universities at a national level or even an international level. And esports is another one of those, but I'm going to play that one first because I've got it yanked up and it's fun. There you go. Well, a lot of people don't know what esports are, and esports is simply it's it's different games, and each game is its own sport. And it's we have several different teams, and you can be varsity or you can be JV or you can just be recreational. And that's how a lot of our club sports work is you can have an actual competitive team or you could have a recreational team. And that is how esports works. Philip, how many teams do we have right now competitively? 9 or 11?
Well, in total, there's around 19, but competitively, that's about right. Yeah, nine.
Yep. So there's about how many members are on the esports club at this point, approximately? It doesn't be a perfect number by any means.
Yeah. So there's roughly 450 members in our esports club, which is our largest student organization on campus. And because of that, there's a lot of different people to connect to, and a lot of fun to be had in a variety of different games and competitive games. And so uh, those members have 24-hour access to our esports arena, which includes 24 gaming personal computers and two Xboxes and a PlayStation and Nintendo Switches and such. But then out of those members, we have roughly a little under 100 that are actually competitive, that compete and represent Southeast and wear our jersey and travel on the university's dime. And so they get the chance to get experience with competing, and it's a lot of fun because they can represent us and have fun by winning. And our teams have been very successful.
Yeah. There's one more thing so with club athletics, which is what Philip is, he oversees esports, but also all of our other club teams. I'm going to really quickly, I know I don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to really quickly take you through a slideshow of some pictures of our different recreational spaces. So please just forgive that this is a different PowerPoint, but it's got a lot of great pictures in it. And so this was our original rec center back in 1987. It's the side back door entrance of the Show Me Center, and that's why people still to this day sometimes call the rec center the Show Me Center, is because this is literally what it used to look like. There was no indication whatsoever that we had a student recreation center. And in 1999, we expanded. We made this entrance. It still wasn't branded. I started in 2003. And shortly after that, we actually added a sign to the door that said Student Recreation Center. And so that's our entrance now. It looks nice. It's very inviting. We're going to get a really cool sign soon that says SEMO right in the front. That'll be a photo opportunity for visiting students and graduates. This is our entrance. We try to pump up the vibe when you walk in the door. And we have a very expansive, very nice weight room right in the main floor. We have a very spread out, very inviting facility. So people that have never been to a gym before, have never worked out with weights before, it is not very intimidating. That's what we're shooting for, is we want a space for everybody throughout our room. Here's just a little fraction of our weight room. This is the flat benches, incline benches, and decline benches. You'll notice how just clean and smooth and organized everything looks. That helps with your anxiety levels if everything's organized and clean and neat and a lot of space. Again, this is just another little fraction of our weight room. That's, you can see the dumbbells in the background there, and you'll notice how there's a lot of room. That's very clean. Again, some more vibe. That's just, we go for that. Some more branding. We love it. We put it everywhere. We put the Red Hawk everywhere. And another photo, just some different equipment. So this is kind of a tour of our building as we go through here. This is what our building looked like when it was opened in 1986. It doesn't look like that anymore. And so we've really cleaned it up. We've brightened it up. We've made it look nice for you guys. This is what it used to look like back when people played racquetball. People don't play racquetball anymore. So we turned them into studios with a bunch of different spaces. Again, updates. That's what we do. We make things cool for our students. And we literally, again, this picture is from the 80s. There's a sign in the background that says your ad here. We used to have advertisements in the building. It looked like NASCAR. We got rid of all of that, put cool branding in. We have little spaces for everybody. So if you don't want to be in the main weight room, if you don't want a mirror around you, if you want to work out with a 10-pound weight and don't want anybody to judge you, anything you want, we have a different space in the building for that. So we have spaces that are high energy. We have spaces that are high weight. We have spaces that are high agility. We have spaces that are low weight. So whatever you want, we've got one of those in the building. And then our student aquatic center, that is students on a rock climbing wall in a pool. That is our aquatic center. We built that in 2007. We were the first one in the country with a formed rock wall that you see in the background like that. Not just climbing handholds, but an actual formed wall. It also has four water features on it, waterfalls. We have a rope swing and a zip line in that aquatic center as well. And we have a high challenge course. This is something that Philip and I have spent several hours together on. Uh, he's one of my main guys that gets up there in the course and keeps people safe 40 feet off the ground as we traverse around on cables. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, sorry. This is our intramural sports complex. There's one field in the bottom center, which looks like a baseball field. I'm circling it. I don't know if you can tell that on the screen, but that is our women's softball field. The rest of those fields, those really green fields, those are artificial turf, and those are multi-purpose fields. So we play flag football out there. We play soccer out there. We play slow pitch softball out there. We do any sorts of activities that you can do because that is a multi-purpose artificial turf field. On the like far left of that, you can't really see it, but beyond the trees, that's where our challenge course is. On the far right of that is where our tennis courts and pickleball courts are. And we have a couple very large natural grass fields where if you want to play full-size cricket, that's where you can play. But a lot of our cricket teams, they prefer the artificial turf, and they just play with a tennis ball rather than, like a real cricket ball. We have esports. We've been doing esports competitively since 2019. And you saw the video for esports, but this is the older picture of the arena when we first opened. This is the updated picture. We now have 25 competitive PCs. And from the different angles, you can see we have a very nice location for the gaming, and then also for a little bit of casual hanging out while other people are gaming. I'm also a big fan of chess, so I have a chessboard down there because I'm trying to bring it back to analog. Hope you guys don't mind. At the rec center itself, though, we have a lot of virtual fitness options. So we have Peloton bikes, we pay for the subscriptions, we have treadmills. Anything with an Android tablet has virtual workouts and subscriptions, and you can literally tour different countries, and the machine will adjust to the terrain that you're on. We have group fitness classes. They're free for students. And club sports, which we already talked about, but we talked about esports heavily. But these are just some of the club sports that we either have currently or have in the past. Club sports are student organizations. And so all it takes is a student that's really interested in getting their sport going. They just need to find 4 friends and they can create a club sport, and we can give them funding. That is funding through us and through the Student Government Association. And so at the time of this poster, we had a student that was extremely interested in lacrosse. He got some friends recruited. We had a lacrosse team. We were very competitive. He graduated, and the lacrosse team went away after a couple years. That happens sometimes. A sport like soccer, though, there's always a soccer player to take on the mantle. There's always a runner that will take on the mantle of the running club. So soccer, running, equestrian, rock climbing, these have been some clubs that they just have always been here, and they'll always be here. The different clubs like lacrosse or water polo, those will come in and out of favor depending on the students. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So if a student comes in and they're really, really passionate about, curling, okay, we might have a curling team because it was Olympic year, but in 3 years, there won't be a curling team. That's just how those work. So we have competitive clubs such as our soccer club I just mentioned. This is our women's soccer club playing against SALU, St. Louis University. If you attended this game, you would not be able to tell the difference whether this is an NCAA Division I game or a club game. The only difference is that these are non-scholarship athletes. and they're playing for fun and they're practicing twice a week rather than being on scholarship and making it a full-time job. So a lot of these ladies are in sororities, they're in student organizations, they're in student government, they have jobs, and they're doing this for fun. And we're still, funding them. We're putting a jersey on their back. They're representing SEMO. They're having a great time. And that's what our club athletics program really provides for our students. We have a lot of special events. We do a lot of goofy stuff, and then we give you a T-shirt for participating. So if you ever see those rec T-shirts around, it's probably because somebody did something silly. And we do a lot of trends. We explore this. I kept this picture in because if you look really close to that cross net picture, I'm going to try to circle him. There you go. That's Philip Francis. He is the guy right
That's
there.
me.
Club Athletics. So we jump on trends, we try them, and about 1 out of 10 hit and work. Crossnet, it died as fast as it came out. Spike ball actually became a thing. So we tried both, and spike ball remained, and Phillips crossnet did not. But thank you, Philip, for being in the photo.
Thanks. It
Intramural
was
sports, yeah, intramural sports is our own students versus our own students in random sports, and usually it's modified sports. So if you think of softball as a sport, it is fast pitch softball, people throwing 90 miles per hour. We play slow pitch softball, and it's an intramural sport. That is SEMO students versus SEMO students. This happens to be the championship team of the Greek league that year. This is our cricket, champions of this season. At cricket, we played it. This one was at the upper field, which is our natural grass field. A lot of our students now, they prefer the artificial turf because they're playing with a tennis ball, so they don't have the hard ball coming at them. But we can do either depending on what the students prefer. This is, I put this picture in because of the dogs. I'm a dog lover. But this is our sand volleyball courts. And so this is one of the winners of sand volleyball. This one looks like a soccer. This is on our artificial turf field. We have 2 artificial turf fields, and this one is the full size. And so this was one of our soccer champions. This is slow pitch softball, another one of our just non-Greek champions. And I see this student has a Northwest Bearcats shirt on, so I should have photoshopped that. That's where my cousins graduated from. And then this is one of our flag football team champions playing on our natural grass fields. And then this is my final slide, but I just wanted to thank you very much for coming and listening to us. This is also one of my favorite pictures because the young lady that's kissing the other young lady used to work for me, and she's a soccer player. This team is actually our NCAA Division I soccer team, and they jumped into a basketball intramural league, which is, we allow that. We allow the player to jump into a intramural league if it's not their same sport. I'm sure their coaches would have hated this if they knew, but I didn't rat them out. And the soccer team ended up winning basketball intramurals. So thankfully nobody got injured, and but that's how that worked out. So that's probably one of my favorite pictures. And thank you very much. That's really all I had. I wanted to switch this over for questions at this point.
Thank you very much, Fred, for showing us a little bit more about the sports and letting everybody know that like you don't have to be in a competitive official like league with the school in order to enjoy sports. And I think that's a really important distinction for our students because a lot of times it is just for fun. It's not hyper competitive for them. It's not in order to, join a more professional level like team. So thank you for that. And I just want to let our students have a couple minutes. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to unmute your mic and speak, or if you would also like to type your message, like you just don't want to speak, we can just read your chat as well. That's okay. But you're more than welcome to ask questions about what we had a little presentation on today. So I'll give everybody a few minutes to do that. And then if we don't have any questions, we'll end it for today. But did you so we just I think we are out of the women's the basketball tournament. What is that called again? I'm sorry. I'm really bad at sports.
Yeah, the March Madness tournament. So we're out of it at this point. So we did very well, men's and women's. So historically well for the women, by the way. And but we are out of it now. And so now what you're going to see on TV in the next few days is March Madness, and that's the big giant
Mhm.
Division One tournament.
Well,
So
and a
we're
lot
not in it.
sorry, go ahead. A lot of our teams end up on like they are televised, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. So we are NCAA Division One, but we are SEMO is like a step down from the major what's called like Power Five schools, like the Power Five conferences. So on any weekend of any month, you can turn on American TV and find college sports on TV. And it's going to be these big Power Five schools, the names that everybody knows. They're in a different division essentially than us. So, but yeah, so that's how that works. But yeah, SEMO is definitely on ESPNU all the time. Does very well within our division. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, I probably should tune in a little bit more. I've never I've never really been very good with sports and understanding everything, but Dr. Brooke has really gotten me more into our basketball team especially. So
Yeah, yeah, probably for some weird reason, right? Uh-huh.
yeah, I know. Actually, so my boss was our original mascot at SEMO. She was the very first
Hmm.
Rowdy the Red Hawk. So that's a fun fact for everybody. The very, very
I
first.
I have a stuffed Brook in my office, by the way.
Yeah, the original costume. It looks a little bit different now, but
Right.
it's
We have
so
a little basketball for her. There you go.
perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah, she's past that now. She's in a more, you know, laid back professional setting now, but you could
She
see
was
her.
pretty mad. She was pretty mad when they switched the Rowdy over to the like the fit Rowdy though.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now he's got like some muscles and a little tougher looking, but maybe it was a good idea to switch out those bright yellow tights. That's just a personal opinion, but
Yeah. I personally, I know that nobody cares, but I personally like the switch because it made it more SEMO specific.
Mhm.
Because to me, Rowdy looked way too much like the Cardinals mascot. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I felt that Rowdy was modeled after the Cardinals mascot, and I thought we needed our own mascot. So I liked the change because it was different than that. So not that it was like better or worse. I loved the original Rowdy too, but I just thought it looked too much like the Cardinals.
So we the Cardinals are our baseball team, by the way, the St. Louis professional level baseball team. They're
Oh yeah,
super,
thank you.
they're amazing. But we did have a question from Aditi Shrestha. Excuse me, I have a question. I prepared some reasons for choosing the university, but I would really appreciate your advice on some important points I should include to make my answer stronger. So I think this is probably more for me. I so
Yeah.
for when it comes to like our visa like advice, it's really really hard to kind of have an exact formula when it comes to visa interviews. Unfortunately, there's not really a correct like answer for guaranteeing a visa, especially right now. But a lot of times, whenever we give advice to students, we just let them know that they need to know exactly why they're coming to SEMO. They need to know about their program, and they need to have a strong connection to home. So a lot of times, the visa like interviewer will really like to hear from students that they do plan on coming back at some point, or that they have a strong like academic motive. Now, that can include like the sports as well. Like if you are going to be active on campus, if you are going to be, involving yourself in a lot of the sports on campus or clubs in general, that makes you seem like a more motivated student. It really shows that you have a purpose for going to the school that you're choosing. So even if the school that you're interviewing for may not be your first choice, or we were the first to like send you an I-20 or things like that, you need to make sure that you make it very clear that you have a dedication to study at the school for a reason, and it's not just because, oh, they got to me first, or oh, they gave me the biggest scholarship, or things like that. And sometimes the interview goes so quickly you don't have an option to kind of explain yourself, but you need to be prepared for those questions from the officer. So, but I hope that helps. Did we have any other questions or just comments or anything too?
Well, I could always comment. I feel like I want to get in a little bit of speaking time, but uh, my name is Philip. I oversee the club athletics, and so I can speak on the student personal experience of when I came to the university. I really loved how I had a lot of fun connections of running cross country and track in high school, and I did choir, and so I wanted to still have some involvement in that, but not necessarily as a Division I athlete. As like Red said, I wasn't fast enough, or I wasn't good, in things, but I wanted that friendship and that team community that I had in high school. And so I found that through the running club. And I was able to travel and compete with the university, paying for my registration with the team, wearing a jersey that said Southeast. And those were some of the best times I had in college. Of course, you come to uh, get the college experience, and you go to class and you come for your degree. But really, if you're not having fun along the way, uh, you want to feel like he said, you have a purpose here and you have a community around you to have those times to get away from the classes and things. And so there's a large variety where and I dabbled in more like the co-ed volleyball club is all just for fun and scrimmage, and they've consistently for years have been Tuesday and Thursday nights from 8 p.m. to 10 or 11 p.m. at night. But other clubs meet early, like the running club is met at 7 a.m. and the rec center is open all of those times. And so it's a really, really fun time. And come on out. And I also wanted to say that some clubs, like the badminton club that just reignited this semester that I helped, if you really see a club that, or you don't see a club that you really want to have, it only takes 5 students. These are registered student organizations, but they're fully run, they're student initiated and student led, but they have a faculty staff advisor for guidance and help and all of those things. And so the badminton club started, they had some interest, and now they're competing and they have new equipment to work with, and they're having a really good time. And we're so happy to have them so that they can be on the list for more students to join and just enhance that experience more and diversify the opportunities for our incoming students. So if you have something you have that interests you, please reach out to us or uh, definitely participate. We'd love to have you.
Thank you for that, Philip. If we have no more questions at this point, I think it's probably a good stopping point for us. Uh, oh, real quick, due to I think this is another question for me. Red and Phil, if you have, I won't hold up you up with any more time if you need to get going somewhere. But thank you very much for having us, and I'll go ahead and answer the question here. So.
All right. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Um, okay, due to the partial ban in some countries, students have been unable to get a visa. My question is, how many times can one defer his program until the ban is lifted? So you can defer as many times as you need to. We do not have a limit on deferrals for our students. As far as I'm aware, as long as you have the correct documents that we require, including like up-to-date test scores, bank information, that sort of thing, you can defer. It's not a matter of how many times can I do it. It's a matter of, do I have my correct and up-to-date documents ready to go. So those are what we actually care about. Now, when it comes to actually applying for your visa, I'm not 100% sure if like doing interviews are a matter of an issue for interviewers. The question may come up at a certain point where they ask like why you haven't been able to study abroad at a certain point and you've deferred so many times. So just be prepared for those kind of questions and give a very confident and sure answer, and just be truthful, because they will be able to see any kind of information that they need to, from your side of things. So any kind of falsified information or withholding the truth, it will only hurt you in the long run. So it's better to be truthful, quick, confident, and just answer the questions that are given to you, and not much beyond that, honestly. But yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Um, if you have any questions that we just didn't get to today, or that you think of something later, you can email our office at international, here, I'll put it in the chat, at semo.edu. Our international team mostly deals with our admissions questions. So before you get here, they're your go-to people for everything. And when you're here as well, they're very good for general questions. If you have questions that they cannot answer, they will send you our way. And that includes anything for orientation or legal information, and helpful things for you for your interview. We try to be as quick as possible. So usually, if you send us an email, we'll be very very quick with it. So it's a really good option to send us a message, and we will get back to you within usually 24 hours or so, unless we have to do a little bit more research to give you as accurate information as possible. So, but please feel free to send us a message, even if you haven't applied yet, if you're just curious about anything. And you can always see our website here at semo.edu, where you can do a little bit of exploring. We have all of our programs and clubs, and really good, helpful information there as well for you. So if there is something on that website that triggers some questions, just message us and we're more than happy to help. But But if we do not have any more questions for today, I think we'll go ahead and end it here. Um, but I want to thank all of you very much for coming and joining us today for this presentation. And we hope that you will join us here for our next one. Let's see, our next SEMO 101 presentation. It's gonna be in the, you join it the same way that you did today, so just putting in that code for the meeting. Let me see. Okay, so it looks like our next 101 session is going to be on April 1st, at the same time it was today. And that's going to be about submitting your financials and official transcripts. That will be hosted by Dr. Pleesa Shrestha, who is our Director of International Admissions. So if you have any financial questions regarding your submission for your your admission to SEMO or your application, anything like that, she is definitely our person to go to. If you have any questions about future 101 sessions as well, we will be sending out more information about those. But April 1st is going to be our next one, and we hope to see you there. But thank you everyone for coming, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night or day or whatever time you're in. So thank you so much.